game 1, I mean game 11. C4. So this is funny. So knight f4. d7. Queen e10. Queen e11. Yeah, we had this. Queen e11. Yeah. Exactly. This is very tricky. You have to play the queen now. Otherwise, what was the point? Thinking a lot. Okay, this move. This move has some point because blue would not be forced to develop the queen. Now you're looking at knight k3 or some kind of... Yeah, this is also very tricky. I think you develop the queen now. The problem... I mean, if you don't develop the queen... Wait, what was that? Take... And here. Yeah, that was winning. Yeah, that was winning. So if here, then you can play Queen L7, take, trade. So this is hard to meet. So now you're going Queen K8 or Queen L6. Queen K8 looks sensible, but you're losing a piece unless blue defends for him. Also, you can play queen here. This is interesting. I think this was a mistake. So if queen f7 looked interesting. I think queen f7. So here, if you take queen here, yeah, exactly. And now if you defend, then red can play knight d5, winning the exchange. So you take the queen, and then blue is forced to recapture, and then you lose the exchange. So now you have to recapture the queen, but then you're just down a piece. So the best thing to do here is just to take the queen and admit that you're down a piece, and then play like a random move to develop the rook. Exactly. And now you're up a piece, which I didn't say enough times, eh? Now probably one of these two. I like this move. Problem is that it's sometimes hanging. I mean, blue has safe development, so this is some kind of strategy that you like to do with blue and green. But on the other hand, blue and green is not really safe here. Now d11 would be a little bit tricky. So So knight L6, D11, or knight I3. I think D11 is preferred, but it's a little bit tricky. I think D11. I only have to be careful. This is a little bit tricky because now if you hit the queen, you really can't afford to go anywhere. Like this is covered. So now D11. I think you play D11, then queen G8. Yeah. So this is why maybe knight F12 was a little bit misguided. So this one, what's the idea there? To grab another one, maybe. Okay, this is very suspicious. So I'm feeling the heat if I'm yellow here. This move is very weird. Okay, but you're kind of developing. I'm confused. So the trick here is probably to take the knight and play queen F10. So knight C6 makes sense, but then you're met with queen C5. I think knight C6, but knight P. Okay, but now what did we take? I don't think you should move the knight. But moving the knight, you're losing some momentum. Oh, right. So if this one, now yellow is under threat, and knight D11 is problematic. But if he had taken, then red could take the knight, and somehow you're saving it. Okay, D3. Take. Then the check is opened up. So knight D11. Okay, you really have to move the king. I mean, rook n9 is pretty automatic, but I wouldn't mind this thing. Maybe rook n9 is too ambitious. I mean, this is also a liability later. You're trying to develop, but I'm not sure you'll get there. Like, okay, take with the pawn, you lose the knight. This was a good decision. Maybe, yeah, this was a little bit too quick, I feel. Wait, what? So now you're really begging for green to play some. What? I'm confused. Okay, so you're trying to say you have nothing at all. Okay, here. Then rook takes. And he loses this one. But what about here? That was exactly my thought. But this move also was interesting. Very interesting. The problem with that one is that you're opening up the yellow king more than the blue king. This move kind of hints at taking the pawn, and it just stays in touch. So now you move back. then you're in trouble. Take rook a5, and maybe you can do that. No, rook a5 is hanging. This is problems. That was probably the best thing to do. How can we... Oh, really? So if you move the rook, takes here. You probably have to do it. I mean, this development is awful. Okay, but what? So here. Now what do you do? Ooh, yuck. Okay, you take the knight. Or play this one. I kind of like this one. Maybe not. Okay, so if the rook leaves, then you have queen m11. Push the pawn, and I don't see the mating idea. So really now you're... Ugh. I think some way to get castle was better. I don't really like that move as much. I thought if you had played c5, then knight b6 was really hard to stop. Okay, what? But you take... I mean, there's no other way to play, right? Take the rook. Take here. Okay, rook takes. Then I'm looking at this move here. Or take here. And this is probably the best move. Just hitting the rook. Bishop takes m5 is really good. What? Should have taken the knight. Now you just take back with a knight, right? You confused him really bad. Like, taking the knight was much better. Then he would have been in a pin, and you lose it regardless. So now all you have to do is develop some pieces here. Ooh, not sure about that. Okay. Just move the rook. So I'm thinking queen here. Then there's no way to get the other one involved. So here, take the queen. Now you're already up a lot of material. Okay, this was a very good move. So if you hit them, now hit the queen. I mean, here is probably safer. Ooh. Okay, so it takes. Take there or play here. I think queen e3 looks promising. But maybe green can defend. Yeah, I like developing the knight. So rook n6, then you move the knight. Here, then he covers. So you should play here. Or there, but then he has this idea. This move makes a lot of sense. So now you want to block with the green bishop. So now you attack the rook. I think you hit the rook here. Exactly. So the only reason I'm a little bit scared for red and green is that, I mean, for red and yellow, king safety is not really there. Okay. So now some security maybe. That's a very timely move. You really needed to cover these mating threats. So if you go here, then there will be so many ways to get a mating attack. Okay, take the rook. Clearly. So we are up 2 rooks, but the bishops are kind of strong. So bishop d3. Ooh, bishop d3 is very risky. Wait, what? Why didn't he move the bishop? Like bishop d3 takes, king over, check. That was very problematic. I think that's working. I think that was working. Check, take the rook. I mean, yellow has rook j12, yeah. Now you can choose. Like, there are so many ways to win this position. Rook take is probably simple. The idea is some kind of combination. I think rook takes I5 ends the game. Pretty much. Yep. Rook I5 ends the game. So now this rook is... You're mated if you don't move the bishop. But still I take the rook. So now you're desperately looking. So take. Then queen here. Yeah, that wasn't the best. I mean, bishop l7 is not much better. You would still lose. Now at least you can make one mating idea. No. Take. So queen here. This has to be mate, right? Yeah, you have mate here. You could have taken the knight as well, because here, and then all you need is a check on that square. No, that's a little bit funny. Okay, yeah, I mean it's over. Oh, it's mate. Yeah, I tried this opening, but I think in the beginning they made a mistake. So we are so this opening is very typical for the playing c4 immediately. So here he could have considered queen takes f2, queen takes f2, queen takes f2, queen e4. So that's why, and I think this was already an inaccuracy. I think the initial idea of playing queen h4 is much better. After queen h4, knight g6, there's really no threat after queen b7, and regardless there was you had moves there, like it's not so queen h4, because I guess they were worried about there's not really a way to get there, right? So after queen h4 immediately, then you cover this one because you can take it, and you also cover all the other squares where you're hitting the diagonal. Yeah, and the next game is starting. Wow. So we're going double Sicilian. I like this choice, but queen i3 is very weird. I mean, you're trying to go into an endgame. Okay, I would bring the queen out, but I don't see the problem either. Like, you can play whatever you like here. This is fine. So now you're defending the queen. Yes, but keeping the queens on is kind of risky. Now take with the pawn. No, I think that's a good decision. Like, they learned their lesson. Taking with the pawn is ideal in some situations when you have time. Like if the queens were off, then maybe taking with the pawn would be possible. And specifically as blue, I like to do it. Like if with blue playing the Sicilian, then it's easier to get in because you don't have the dark squared weaknesses to begin with. And also taking away from the center is very nice because you can get this bishop developed very quickly and also getting an open file. And the central open file is more valuable than the rook file often, because the pawns, like, they can control a whole coordinate, like all the possible squares it could have gone to. Now this will be a close game. I think I was correct in the last game, was that after d3, like, blue should have kept the counterplay on yellow back a lot more. Because there was not really an attack, you had to take on e13 immediately if you wanted to attack. Because if the structure is intact, then you can't really attack long term. Really? So bishop here. Knight k7. Okay, this might lose. Right. So what's the idea here? This is very confusing. I like bishop. I don't see how you play this. This was a blunder. Okay, so you're just saying this check means nothing. Knight d11. Or this. I like this move. Okay, you're kind of... You're not threatening anything here. Okay, this knight is not... This is hard to play. How do you stop this? Oh man, they allowed so much counterplay. You should have played g11 first to exchange the bishops, because now there's an awful attack coming. I mean, still, you still have to play it. No. Yeah, this is exactly the reason why. If you take here, then you move the bishop to c7, check, and then the discover check, double check, king moves, you take the bishop, but then it's not so easy. So queen b5 is kind of the only way to play. King h2. Okay, but now knight d3 is lights out. Knight I1? Okay. So I think you have multiple checks available probably. But was there a better chance? Yeah, I think knight e3 was better. Because then you have, if knight e3, then you have knight g4 check. And there is no way to avoid a check next move. Like king g1 is the only way. So now here, yeah. So the idea is you check me. I'm forced to check you. You take. Wait, this isn't easy. What? No, this is knight b10. Oh, knight c9 is a mistake. So now you have no. Okay, this is funny. Okay, king and 8. Bishop here. This is a very critical move because you're stopping 96. Okay, check here. I mean, you need some... Trading is not... No. This was bad. Check and take. So if check... Yeah, I like check. If you take the bishop and then take the knight, if you move the king, then you pin it. Yeah, block. And if you go up, I take. And if you go back, I take. Take, knight take, check. And there's a double check here. Yeah, bishop takes is just winning. So now we have to sack the knight. The question is, can you play check? Then discover check. Okay, take. Check, king n7. Okay, e6. check. King h7, and what do you do? Like block with a knight maybe? Okay, now you gave him the choice to play the king the other direction. You also can give the double check. No. No. Okay, now. So you have to look at the counterplay here. That's connected with rook d4 takes b4. So I would play a bishop, like move the knight there. No, this was a bad move. Okay, bishop m7. Okay, this is also possible. I like that move. Yeah, that was better. So now you're looking at this check. Okay, but you take it. I mean, you're giving up a knight, but also you have possibilities to get the rook into play. I think the problem here is whether blue will get in trouble. Okay, so take the knight. Now I'm very scared about this move. I'm wondering if this is working. So bishop l11 looks so winning. Makes sense. So now you're just attacking yellow, huh? Why not play rook d3 there? I mean, rook d3, rook there. Okay, you can block with a knight, but that's not. So maybe here, rook e3. Wow, really? Check or take? I mean, taking. You didn't really want to trade this bishop, that's why I didn't like. I thought bishop l11 was easily winning. Okay, but now this is the wrong plan. This bishop was stupid. I mean, yeah, I like rook n11. Just protect material. The problem is, blue is so weak here. Oh man. Oh, okay, now you have to play here. You have to play rook i5. But now you just play the same. Wait, what? If it did that, then check. Try to exchange rooks. No, thank you. So castle. Oh man, this green has too many pieces here. I think I would consider trading off the bishop. Then there. Yeah, activating the rook makes a lot of sense. Oh, time, man. Oh. Not here. But you're controlling the knight. I mean, rook e8, at least you threaten a king capture. Okay. Yeah. What's your plan? The king is pretty safe here. I would still consider this move. I guess he's looking for the timing. So red has to play the rook get the rook into play. I'm not sure we're quite there yet. Yeah, challenge on the file, and it should be pretty simple. Oh, what? That's very risky. Why not challenge? Yeah, that was... No. So blue has only one pawn, one rook left. Trade. You take with the rook. Take. So knight k7 or knight n8 is the way to defend this attack. Okay, knight n8. I like knight n8 a little bit more, because then you have bishop k7. Yeah, knight n8, exactly. And now the only way you have to get this rook out. Okay, pushing. This makes a lot of sense. Rook here. Pawn push, there, take, push. Yeah, now we're talking. Now you can pin him. Yeah. Made a mistake there. Knight j5 was clearly a mistake. Now bishop is the rook trapped? No. Yeah, I can go back. Oh, wasn't the rook trapped? Like king and 6? Rook up. Bishop here. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so take, check. I don't like that move. I think you should do a waiting move here. Yeah, this is much better. So we're looking at the championship if you don't defend here. So king up. If you take, then you have rook down. So it's still not over. Now here. Or yeah. I mean, you don't have to defend this quite yet. Wait. Okay, so rook here. This one looks problematic. I mean, ooh. Wait, what? Check. No. What? Can you get away with this? So this rook needs to be defended. How do you do this? I think you should move it to any safe square, like here. No, but now... Ah, yeah, it's just fine. But what about... So now you have to try this thing. It's not the best, but this is the important thing was knight and 8. After knight and 8 I felt completely certain that they would win it. And the idea was just that the knight is out of reach of the other knight. Like you can see the knight was available to challenge the defense. Okay, but why are you going back and forth? The idea is here and try to mate green. Yeah, now we're losing a rook. And also the rook is trapped. Yeah, that's it. Okay, now king. No fun, eh? Wasn't that kind of mating? I will consider taking this. I guess he's scared of getting mated. Now here. Or here. Yeah, I like this move. Because then you have the sneaky bishop f14 check. And suddenly who is getting mated? Here. Yes, king takes. And now you have to find this. Yes. You block, you have nothing. So if you challenge the red rook now, then ooh, this is some trickiness, eh? So check, check. You should check here. Are you sure about that? Rook take, king back. Here, check. Yeah, this is winning. This was an easy win. So now you should defend the rook. Okay, check. Now if you play the king up, king down, here. Yeah, king up, correct. Exactly. And it's all over. Good game. Congratulations. So that was the final. So this final one was, it was good, but I mean they just didn't bring the best play today. I mean this queen I3, I think it's a bad strategy because you're kind of equalizing the game. And here, wait. Yeah, I think the big mistake was in this position. No, was it? What if it takes? No. Maybe it wasn't a mistake, yeah? Let's see. Yeah, I feel like here is where they made a mistake. In hindsight, taking this knight may have been simpler. The idea is that the knight is trapped. But if you take, maybe you can take the bishop. But it's still trapped. So I'm not sure what they missed here. I was kind of critical of this move. I still feel that way. I think we were looking at something. We should play something different here. Like, just play the move I suggested. Like here. And just sack a piece or something. Like, this is not so simple. If we go here. Suddenly who has to attack? I mean, now there is no sacrifice, that's for sure. And if you hit the knight and attack green, attack blue. I mean, this bishop is hanging. And I don't know what you play. I feel like this was clearly the way to go. I mean, even here you're winning a piece, right? And even so, like, here I'm looking at queen b5, and how do you... I don't see how you defend this. Like, you can't save your bishop. So I think what I suggested was much better. Because the only counterplay they found was because of this bishop. Had he tried to trade it immediately, then we would have had a different outcome, I feel. Like, here it was clear what their plan was. And it's bishop b7. But if you can stop him, like, go after b5. And really, the problem is the knight is hanging. And I don't see how you stop it completely. Like, you can sack the knight, but then you're back to being down a piece. So I think this was just a big mistake. Because now you're giving blue everything he wants. And this was totally ridiculous, if you ask me. Like, queen b5. Now if bishop c6, then bishop b7. And if double check, king g1. And you have to take with the bishop. And now the rook is on. Now you can counterattack, like knight d11. I mean, this is just winning. Queen b5. So probably you should play c8 here. But still I'm looking at this like, why isn't this winning? Because if you move the knight without double check, then red just mates him. And if you double check, then king g1. Queen b5 is just winning. I don't like, maybe you can try bishop. This was the only other move I saw. But now I was thinking the same. Like bishop b7, so we're trying to force the bishop back. Now the difference is that you can play other discoveries. Like, is this a thing? Yeah, this is probably the way to go. No, but now bishop g2. Yeah, bishop g2. This isn't over. Like, you take... No, bishop g2 wins. King a7, I take the bishop. And if knight here... Still bishop g2. Like, you can't have a check on the next move and also have... Like, if you move the knight, you can't have both a new check and a discovered check. It seems to me, at least. And here you're forced to check, because queen a6 is checkmate. I mean, king h2 is just totally ridiculous. Yeah, king h2 is just a very bad move. He spent 50 seconds and didn't figure it out. I mean, the key move is bishop g2, because there's no way to check, remove the knight and then have a check on the next move. Like, anywhere you go, then there's no check. If you check him, king g1. If you double check him, king g1. And knight i1 looks like it solves the problem, but it's the same thing, because bishop g2 you're not forced to move the king. And now you're directly next to the king, then there's no check. King h2 just blew everything. I mean, it ruined the game. Now knight i1 is pretty questionable, I feel like. There had to be something. Like, I thought knight e3. I'm still I don't see what's wrong with it, honestly. Okay, on this move, yeah, this was a good idea, not to exchange bishops. Okay, so if knight e3, isn't the situation different? Yeah, I was thinking about this, like, rook a5. So now you have to play knight b10 check, and then I thought knight g4, king g1, then take the knight, and after bishop takes, then I sack my queen, and we equalize material. In fact, I think we are better there. And where else do you go? I mean, you have to take this. Okay, I take. Now if takes, I have check. Man, how do you... There's no way to stop a check on the next move as well, so I can take this. Like, knight here, check. Let's say I block, take the queen, knight j5, queen here, yeah, queen here. Also, you didn't even have to do this, right? Check, check. Yeah, here you can play bishop i3, knight k8, check, here, and check, and you have a everlasting perpetual, I think, because this is funny, like, check, and now you can just go back and forth because this bishop covers the diagonal, so you have to take with the queen, but now it's already over. If I'm allowed, I play here, and then you take the bishop. So what to do? Maybe here. But then you can play this one. Hello. Hi. Yeah, and now we're just picking up material. So you have to take, probably. Check. Now you can try to use your spite checks. Here you have one more check, but I don't think you're even interested in doing this. I mean, this is too much material. Yeah, that's a rook and 2 bishops. Alright. Thanks for watching, and I think that had they played queen b5, it was probably winning for red and yellow. But it looks so scary. I mean, at first sight it looks like you can't do that, but move order is everything. And I think they got confused. Bishop h12 was an excellent move. So I guess the idea was first that you attack the queen, but after queen d6, the problem is a mate is threatened, and probably taking is the way to go, and this is not so clear. Who is this? Alright, so you can sack a bishop for this knight. But now I'm thinking, like, how, if I sack another knight, this is probably good. So I think you should have returned to the original idea. You just have to see that the knight covers the check, and this is tricky. Like, I mean, you could sacrifice here as well. Is this possible? Now I'm very curious. So here. Okay, so this move. Now it's all or nothing. I mean, you go back. Probably this is the way to go. It would be funny if we ended up with equality here, right? So check, I check. Take. Wait a moment. Yeah, probably this was the point. So if you had played like here, and now bishop I11 is a very tricky move. The problem is that after knight j5, queen b6, knight c4, bishop c5, there's check. And since yellow was not checking when he threatened, you can just pick up the queen. So I think this was still good. I mean, you're at least ending up with equal material and chances for both sides, I would say. So I think this bishop h12 move kind of stunned him. But this was probably a mistake. Even here, this feels awkward. I mean, these side attacks are very dangerous. I have a feeling that probably they should have tried a pawn capture here, and then play around with a knight, develop the rook, because green played c5, I mean a Sicilian, K9, and then the challenge of the bishop is not there immediately. So I feel like this is the way to go. And now if you play like this, all you have to do as red is avoid tricks. I wouldn't be too scared here. Okay, he took with the knight. So I got a question. So bishop takes is not working. Okay, let's check this again. Is there a way? Not really, huh? So the problem is that this discovery is made by the green knight, and the green queen cannot get into the action. Like rook a7, check, and this is a mate. Knight j5 was a mistake. Knight e3. this was great. I mean, taking this knight, sacking a rook. I think probably taking that one was better. But as I said, queen b5 was such a winning move. Yeah, this was very funny. I think they had how many blunders in a row? So this was good. Blunder, blunder. Good move. Blunder. I mean, knight I12 is not completely a blunder. That was fine. Here. This was fine. And this was a blunder. King h2 is just a horrible move. Just horrible. If you're really scared, why not e4? I guess bishop takes and knight I3 check is the plan. But here take. And by the way, why not? Okay, king g1, not so good. Then the I1 bishop is hanging. Yeah, I mean, you just have to see that queen b5 is stronger. Because you're hitting the rook. I mean, how do you... Maybe... Is this possible? Okay, this might be a thing. This might be a thing, eh? Wait, what did we say here? Okay, this is not so easy. Check. No, this is mate. Wait, what happened here? Oh, queen b5, d9, eh? So here, what happens? No, what? Yeah, that wasn't working. Yeah, what am I doing here? You take the bishop, that was the point. Yeah, so this is not saving. Okay, but after take, now we have double check, king g1, take bishop. Well, then c8 is just as good, right? I mean, now we're looking at how to get to this king. So here, let's just trade a bit. Check. So you can choose So if you go here, I was planning this jump. Now the question is like, how big of a deal is this? Covering your check. So this is an exchange. So this is probably good for red and yellow, eh? The problem is that if you go here, take, now this is not double check and I can just take it. And red and yellow wins. Yeah, I think red and yellow are winning that. Alright, that's enough. Thanks for watching.